Hey everybody, welcome back to another LMP interview. This is like interview 40 something at this point, but it's a new season, season 8. And to start us off, we have Joel with the Joel. How's it feel to be back here?
Man, it feels good to be back. It's been way too long. Been way too long to be honest.
It has. Last time we were in these studios was probably back in like February, January. So it's nice to have it back here. It's nice to have it back. Now, how you feeling? What's the vibes, the thoughts about Copa and everything?
Dude, I'm excited for it to be back. As my thoughts going into this is it's been so long since we have a Copa. Since we've had a Copa, I feel like it'll be a good time to bring it back. And especially with the cooling down and everything like that, I feel like the vibes are gonna be there because we're hopefully gonna have everybody there present with us
Yeah.
at Copa. So I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it for sure.
I would like to hear that. We want to share the energy, be happy,
Absolutely, right.
Yeah, especially because it has been another down year for LMP. But I mean, a potential second Copa is a lot better than last year with only one Copa. So, hey, at least there's improvements there. All right. Now, before we talk, our usual, before we begin to talk about season 8, let's run it back to season 7. March 8th, I believe, or sometime in March. But yeah, so we'll run it down there. So the weather, not ideal. Rainy, it's cold. How are you feeling about when you were playing in that?
Dude, it was so okay, so first of all, it was cloudy, rainy, and cold. So obviously to start off with the whole entire Copa like that, the conditions weren't ideal. Everybody was cold, everybody had their feet wet, like our shoes were wet and muddy. And realistically wasn't the most ideal conditions, but it did bring out a different type of vibe, I feel like.
Yeah.
But the only thing is our Copa was kind of rushed towards the end because as at the time days weren't lasting that long. So even though the days were starting to get a little longer at that time, it wasn't enough to like fully get like a copa without having to rush the end of it as we usually do around these times of year.
Yeah.
But overall, the copa it definitely could have been better with different like climate conditions.
Hmm.
None of us have ever played in a copa. We played in rainy copas. We've played in cold copas. We played in hot copas, but we've never played where it was cold, moist, and I feel like it brought in like different factors into that.
Yeah, it definitely did, and then we'll get other people's viewpoints about how they felt about it because it definitely affected everybody. But yeah, climate wasn't all that, and then not only that is you were missing Leo. Leo wasn't able to come through, which affected you, I believe, because that was your group member. Um, so it would you led to like that free game pass by, which eventually helped you because you got number one in your group stage. But you did a solid in the group stage, but let's talk about this playoff performances of yours. So you win the group, you get that bye, and Dante gets a bye as well. So you have William in your semifinals. Now William's coming down with a pretty horrible group stage himself. I mean, he was
I,
almost eliminated. So how are you feeling going into the game?
so going into the game, I felt semi-confident as to that I was doing good in all my other games. The only thing is that at that time, I let myself get too overconfident. At the time, William he had to win his game. He had to prove something. So obviously, in a rival match like me and Williams, everything was left up to like us two.
Yeah.
Obviously, once it's a rival game, it's a different type of mentality in there. And as for me, I guess I just lacked that mentality in that game. As to I was already upset previously because I had to replay one of my games beforehand. A game that keep in mind, I broke LMP's I broke the record for the fastest game in LMP history. I
Yeah.
broke, but yet I want to say names, but everybody knows who decided to cry and complain about it. So we replayed that game, and I feel like that game kind of took away my momentum because I had
Mhm.
broken it twice in 2 games in a row. I, you know, and I feel like with that, everybody mounting against me, we replayed the game, and that kind of took away some of the momentum I had. I feel like if I had kept on the momentum I did as I
Mhm.
in the previous match, and I kind of had that high the high wind, some might say. the wind in
Yeah.
my sails, I feel like I would have done better against William. But I think at the end of the day, William wanted the result more than I did, and that was up to me.
Hmm.
And I disappointed myself, and I failed. And at the end of the day, I failed my mission because William is a beatable opponent. Everybody's a beatable opponent. It's just whether you want it enough. And
Yeah.
I guess at the time, I just simply didn't want it enough. And there was no excuse for me at the time. I should have won the game. So I'll
Yeah.
hopefully this time to do better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it times it sucks like that, especially when other people kind of sabotage your win. They think more about the content or the other stuff before letting it win. And it really does affect. I mean, you lost your momentum. And you also got to take account William too. Horrible group stage, so he's coming back with like he has all of his writing out here. So a lot of different mentalities going into a game, which I mean was close, 3-2. He ended up winning it, and then you go into third place against Dante, um, to which Dante breaks the record after season 7. So after 6 seasons, to finally get a new podium winner in that one. So how are you feeling about your game against Dante?
I wholeheartedly believe that Dante, I think Dante honestly deserved third place. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like for me, if I would have taken that third place game and I would have played that, it wouldn't have looked right. It wouldn't have looked right
Yeah,
because I had my chance to book my ticket to the final. I should have been in the final. It should have been a me versus Mega final. But at the end of the day, I let myself down, and I thought I'm not going to get anything out of this third place because let's be honest, a third place medal is damn near a participation medal, and as for me, I felt like Dante had done so much in this Copa, especially compared to previous Copas, where he
mm-hmm.
had good at all, and for him to make it into the semifinals, and yeah, obviously he was gonna lose to Miguel. Most
Yeah,
people. So, in my opinion, him making it to the third place game, I feel like he deserved that, and I feel like he deserved to come out with third place medal. So, in my opinion, even though it may seem like I rage quit and let Dante win, at the end of the day, I wasn't upset about it because Dante's a solid dude, and I think I think he deserved that medal as much
yeah,
as everybody did. I think he deserved it more than some of the previous members and stuff like that. And honestly, for Dante to go out and be the first one to get a third place besides the big three, I feel like that says something about the other competitors. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is proof that the other competitors could do something. And I
yeah.
think
Yeah, it definitely is true. Season 7 showed that hey, the big three can have their low moments, and there's always opportunities for the other people to, act on them and take their chances. And Dante certainly did. I mean, he got number one in his group, ended up getting a third place, joining. So it's the big three with medals. Lucas has one bronze from the first season, but other than that, no one else has made podium. So Dante has really rightfully earned his third place. So yeah, that was nice to see. Yeah, but that was season 7. It was cold, it was rainy. There was just a lot of moments where it was like the big three kind of could crumble. But redemption time. So season 8, Joel, how are you feeling? Where's the confidence at?
I'm feeling good. I feel like obviously I haven't played much. I haven't played much soccer at all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit rusty, but the good thing is everybody else is rusty. There's nobody who has been playing soccer consistently. And yeah, maybe my conditioning and my cardio isn't where it was last Copa, but I will definitely say is I've definitely gotten a lot stronger from last Copa. So even though I may not be the quickest or the most res resistant, like
Yeah.
I have the best conditioning, I will definitely say I am a lot harder to take off the ball now because I've gotten a lot stronger compared to last Copa. So I'm gonna use that to my advantage. And obviously, even with me being rusty, there's still a massive skill gap between me and some of the other competitors,
Hmm.
bar the other two of the big three.
Yeah.
So with that skill gap, I necessarily don't have to worry too much and at least booking my ticket to the semifinals. But obviously, don't want to get too overconfident because I've seen where that takes you.
Hmm.
So every game, I'm gonna have to learn from it, and I'm gonna have to stay wary because any mistake can happen, and especially with the unlimited 5 minute games, right? Unlimited goals. So with that, I have to be careful not to let my guard slip down because 5 minutes could be a long time depending on the opponent, stuff like that. So overall, I'm feeling confident though. I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
Good, good. Which leads us to the next segment. You brought it up is the new rule change for the group stage. So it was pretty much an unanimous vote for the change. Playoffs stay the same, but instead of a 7 minute max, first to two, it's now you play the full 5 minutes, but you score as many goals. And this is just to encourage more content, clip farming, and the goal old time goal scoring. You know, because if everybody's can only score two, it's hard to change that leaderboard. So this is all for the stats and the clips. That's really nothing more to it. But you yourself are a pretty well, goal scorer, top three in the leaderboard. So in your group stage, you got Chuck, and you place Leo, and you face a big game against Miguel. So that one's gonna be interesting with this new rule change. And then you end it with Dante. So perfect opportunities to get your clips, get your farms, get some goals in. But how are you feeling about that group stage, especially with this new rule change against Miguel?
With the new rule change against Miguel specifically, I feel like it's gonna be a very very difficult, like hard fought game.
Hmm.
But like me and him, like since we're siblings, so obviously we had the sibling rival going on. And it's not like the other sibling rival where there's a gigantic gap between the two.
Yeah.
With me and him, the gap is a lot closer. So with us,
Mhm.
it's gonna take a chance in any aspect. So it's either going to like I can either see it being like a super low scoring game
Yeah.
where it's just hard fought, like possession, like hardly any shots, or I can see a high goal scoring back and forth game. It can really go either way. It just kind of just depends on the energy and the vibes that me and Miguel go into this competition. And I guess we'll see how I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for that game. Also, just because knowing with a game against me and Miguel, that could be our only loss in the group stage matches.
Yeah.
So a loss right there, a loss or any points dropped could be detrimental to either of our chances, especially with Miguel having William in his group. It could be it could be pretty impactful for him. So I can see him trying in that game to I can see himself trying in that game to like beat me and
Yeah.
collect us as it's more necessary for him.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that's Miguel's game. Now the other three, are you gonna, be trying to clip from those?
Yeah, 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 I will. My other three, Chuck, Leo, and
Dante.
Dante. Yeah, definitely will. I mean, I'll have to be a little bit more careful with some of them, but I know for one of them, dude, I'm gonna have fun. Oh, I'm gonna have fun all those games. Because
Yeah.
realistically, I don't see too much competition with them, so I'm gonna have my fun. I'm gonna have my way with them. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I might touch them up a little bit. I'm not no Diddy though, no Diddy, but I might touch them up though. Unless they like that, then I'm gonna keep my distance. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with them. Those are gonna be good games. Easy 3 points for me.
Hmm.
Should I'm not too worried. Chuck, easy, light work. He hasn't finished podium in other copas, so I'm not even worried about him. Dante finished top three. You know, kind of let him. So I'll probably do something different this time. Leo, I'm his coach. I'm his former coach. He's got to let me win. If not, I'll I'll let myself win. I'm gonna decide that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. So I think I could see myself going 4 for 4, collecting all 3 points from each game.
Okay, okay. Yeah. And with the unlimited goals, it brings out the more need for a goal difference, which has always been the tiebreaker. But I mean, for your group, without being overconfident, it feels like you don't really need to worry about, goal difference being a tiebreaker.
Exactly. Yeah. And if I was in a well, not more competitive group, because I feel like it's a pretty competitive group for them.
Uh-huh.
If I was in a more of a dire situation, then I can definitely see why that goal difference would be more of a difference and stuff like that. But in my situation, I feel like I can win the games, so I don't necessarily need to rely on goal differential.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we like to see. But also another change as well was in the past 2 or 3 seasons has been you've played your group members the first 3 games, and depending on where you finish, you would play your equivalent in the other group. This time around, it was just a random generator, hence why you faced Miguel in round three because he's not in your group. So now that you don't face your equal, kind of you don't really know who you're gonna get in the playoffs. But you're looking at a group win, as you said, so that leads you to the semifinals, potentially facing a William or Miguel. Either one don't top their group, and then a uh, Dylan or who else is in that group? Lucas. So most likely a William, Miguel, or Dylan to be in your semifinals. How you feel about those?
With William and Miguel, obviously, they're my two rivals. So that's a game I'm gonna have to take very very seriously because with us, it's always a competition to see who can place higher and stuff like that. And especially with me and William being exactly equal on records with the same amount of championships, second place finishes, and third place finishes and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's a game that me and him are really have to fight for. And for Miguel, obviously, with the sibling rivalry coming into play, and that obviously that's going to have an effect, and especially with us playing early in the Copa.
Yeah,
Um, wins that game, might come in a little more confident. So whoever loses that game might come in with a chip on their shoulder.
yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And against Dylan, I'm not gonna lie, Dylan is a pretty strong competitor.
Mm-hmm.
He he's a good athlete. So being against Dylan, you're gonna have to you're surprisingly gonna have to dig in and fight for a win. But Dylan is a winnable game, absolutely. And same thing with Miguel and William. They're all three of them are winnable. Like absolutely. But it's just how challenging are they gonna make it for you?
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard to tell. You won't know who you face in your opponent. You don't know which version of which player you're gonna get. So yeah. So potentially see you back in the finals. Try to get that second goal. Try to close the lead, that gap to Miguel. He's at 5 championships compared to you and William being at 1. So yeah, well that's the breakdown for season 8. So we want to know. You kind of spoke about it earlier, but have you been doing any preparations, any training for season 8?
Not exactly go by the specific training, but I have definitely been putting work into the gym, lifting weights. So as well, I'm not exactly as fast
Yeah.
or as like good stamina wise. I definitely am a lot stronger and stuff like that. And and obviously with someone you don't necessarily like you lose your sharpness, but you don't necessarily lose your complete technique. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm not as sharp as I was, but I'll use my increased strength to my advantage.
Okay. Well, we like to hear that strength does come part in play, especially with I mean a lot of the athletes now being in the gym, so having that more strength to kind of shove them off or stuff like that. Especially with the refs kind of being blind sometimes. You could definitely get away with some stuff here. So yeah, having that strength would be good. But yeah, we got your breakdown for season 8. So we want to know: is there anything else you want to say? Anything you want to get your chest for the season?
Dude, hey, I'm excited for this Copa, guys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who I play against, good luck to y'all. Especially to those who have yet to get a medal yet. Good luck to y'all. Y'all finna need it, obviously. So, you know what I'm saying? Um, and as for me, I'm gonna go there, have fun, try my best. Hopefully, I don't do bad at goalie because it's not like we got many other options. It's either me or
Mhm.
Dylan. So we'll see how it goes. And if you get mad at me for being goalie, then how about you put on the gloves and then you see it and then you start complaining to me afterwards.
Yeah.
But for those who don't complain about me being goalie, then I appreciate y'all because I'll be trying. It's a hard position to play, absolutely.
Uh,
It's low key kind of hard balancing between playing and then putting on the gloves for the next game because you don't really get too much of a rest unless you're like and it's like a bye game or something like that.
yeah.
And so it's a little difficult. And then just overall with how unpredictable shots are or how unpredictable some of the players are, it's hard to block shots. It's hard to be a good shot stopper just because it's so unpredictable. So if I do mess up in any of the games, I don't do it intentionally. Every
Hmm.
single time that a goal that I've let in that should have been stopped is genuinely because of a goalkeeping mistake. I'm not the best goalkeeper. We don't have any better options.
Yeah.
but I show up and I try. And sometimes, it gets me a little heated because, people think that I can't do as well as I can whenever I'm trying my hardest. And it's just a difficult position, but
Yeah, yeah,
but
and thank you for bringing that out. That has been a big issue in all the copas. Every copa has had its moments where certain games don't go a certain way for some people, and your instant reaction is so. I mean, yeah, sometimes it is an easy save, and realistically, it should be saved. But I mean, hey, some of them are gonna go through, some of them are not. Some of them are just hard to save. So that's the game. And if you don't want them taking that shot, then you shouldn't let them get in that shot position in the first place. But yeah, I want to thank you for. Or no, go ahead, say.
I was gonna say, and obviously, with me being the main goalkeeper, I think we're still gonna have a system where we might have Dylan be the backup goalkeeper. So if people think that I'm gonna be biased towards someone, then go ahead and let the referee know that you want Dylan or someone else to be a goalkeeper where they're not gonna take bias. Because the last thing I want is for someone to think that there's biasness going on. Because I've seen the rumors that the people that fools be saying online that I be biased. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't be biased. I was just sometimes things are just hard to save. They're just unpredictable. The easy
Yeah,
ones are hard to save, and the harder ones are easy to save. It's
yeah,
it's weird. It's weird being a keeper, but I try.
but yeah, but yeah. We'll see how it goes. There should be some games where another person can do goalie. Let you and Dylan get a break as well in some of the easier games. But yeah, we want to thank you for your time, for giving us, all this energy. Everybody is excited for Copa. It's been too long, and these are definitely one of the more greater moments of LMP. But Joel, I want to thank you for the time, and we'll see you on the pitch.
Thank you for inviting me out, man. See you on the pitch.